Hey guys, today I've come to the Bohol cocoa farm, which also houses the Palwa restaurant. Now this restaurant is famous for using organic, natural and local ingredients wherever possible, and they do a signature dish using fresh coconut to make noodles. Let's go take a look. So we've come into the kitchen of Palwa restaurant. Nino's our chef today and he's going to show us how to make the cocoa noodles, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so the first step is a hot wok with oil and garlic. He's going to stir fry the veggies before we make the noodles. A little bit of red onion. What's this one? Chicken?
Pork.
Pork. A little bit of pork. Very thinly sliced. A little bit of pepper. Some oyster sauce. Very handy when the bottles are labelled in English. And these. Oh, so this is the cocoa juice from a young coconut. Looks like a schooner glass full of salt water. Sure, it tastes a lot better. That's bringing up all the residue from the bottom of the pan. Next, a little bit of red capsicum. Again, julienne. Looks like there's cabbage, bean, and carrot there already diced up as well. And now here we are with the coconut. Okay, so it looks like the little tool he's using is, what would you use that for? I've seen something like that before, but let's have a go. Okay, so that's the young flesh of the coconut, just cutting ribbons out of it. Okay, that leaves us with one coconut. Oh, look at that, they look just like fat rice noodles. Okay, so now we're adding in all that extra veggie into the pot of pork, onion, garlic, coconut water and oyster sauce. That's on quite a low heat, I guess just taking the bite out of the veggies. Okay, here comes our noodles. Okay, there's our cabbage and capsicum. Oh, a little bit of sesame oil just to give it a bit of nose. Taste test. All good?
Okay.
Perfect. That's a full young coconut. All those veggies, that touch of pork and dressing comes together for a coconut noodle and veggie salad. Okay, and all garnished. Here we are. Poko bansit, which I'm sorry I said terribly, but coconut noodles with pork, veggies, stir-fried. Bon appetit! Okay, next dish is native chicken soup, which is another specialty of this region, the native chicken. They're the chickens that look like they'd be used for cockfighting, or it's that breed. Go for it. Garlic in oil, but these ones are bred for meat. There we go, garlic and oil. Here he's adding ginger, red onion, and chicken that looks like it's already been boiled. You boil the chicken first?
Yeah.
Boil, yeah. Okay, so the red onion first. Fair bit of ginger. then the chicken. Don't know about you, but for me, soup always needs extra salt. A whole bunch of water. Okay, this is malunggay or moringa, local herb. It's slightly bitter. The taste is familiar, but I can't say exactly what it tastes like. So how do you prepare it? Is this one to add to the soup or decoration?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so he's stripping the leaves off. You don't eat the wood? You don't eat the plant, just the leaf?
Only the leaves.
Okay, so just separating all the leaves off. They seem to come off quite easily, leaving the stems behind. And let's just steal another one. That's really quite mild. I wonder how it comes up when it's cooked, but it's not too bitter.
So,
do you grow this here, or you? Okay.
Natural.
And you gotta love that too. The herbs are grown here, and the majority of the ingredients that we're using today are all from this island region. They're not quite there yet, but working towards having everything they use in the kitchen be local. Hope they still let foreigners in to watch though. Okay, and then here goes the herbs. It does give quite a little fragrant punch out when it went in. Smells good?
Yeah.
There we go. Next up is a dish called caldereta, which is goat meat with a tomato-based sauce and veggies. So that's again, it looks like already boiled goat meat. There's our tomato sauce. Let's put it all together. Well, let's watch the chef put it all together. In goes the red onion. There's the carrot and the garlic. Oh, ginger, sorry. Is that ginger or pineapple?
Potato.
Potato. Oh. Well, way off. Well, that makes sense. You normally would have goat with potato. And there's a tomato stock type sauce. Cooking it to take the bitterness off, I guess. Again, a whole bunch of water going in. Well, not a whole bunch, a little bit. If you ever cook with tomato at home, it comes up with a residue that suddenly makes it look oily, but it's just, that's natural with tomatoes. Some salt. I do feel like this is the kind of dish you could try to recreate at home. Probably you wouldn't have as pretty looking vegetables the way they've all been prepared, but the way it's being cooked, you know, it's presented well and the ingredients are all nice, but it is, you know, it's not really complex technique behind it that you'd never be able to replicate. He was just making sure to keep the veggies on a single layer on the bottom so that they do start to cook through. Now adding probably 1/3 of a tablespoon of brown sugar. This will be the first time on this trip that I'm having goat, so I'm quite excited.
The food.
Okay, so this is the
knee part.
the
The
goat.
knee part.
Okay. Do you use any part or
Yeah,
just?
yeah, any part.
Okay, for this one they use any part of the goat, but this happens to be rib and something from around the knee section, and it looks like a breast flap or something like that as well. This is coconut again. Pineapple juice. Oh, this should be great. And in for just a couple of seconds, and now time to plate up. The goat down first. And again, finishing it off, with a pretty garnish this time. That is goat with tomato sauce and veggies, and what's it called again?
Condereta.
Condereta. There we go. And it looks like we still have 3 more dishes to go. Wowza. Next up is ampalaya chicken. Again, it's the native white, big old chickens, and it's with ampalaya, which is what we would call in Australia bitter melon. So if you haven't had that before, it's it's a melon and it's a little bit bitter. But so this one will be stir fried up as a dish together. Okay, the bitter melon and chicken dish. Just heating up another wok for it. They must go through some woks. Splash of oil. More garlic on this one. Good 2/3 of a heaped teaspoon. Okay, in with the red onion. I'm starting to see a trend here. Then straight in with the chicken. Black pepper. Soy sauce. And, of course, some water. Can really smell the vinegar punching. A little bit more soy. Got the heat going now, and in goes the bitter melon. And lucky last, a good splash of cornstarch to thicken this one up as well. Good?
Good.
Everyone's good. I can't wait. I'm sure he's impartial. Again for this one, it's grilled squid, but we're going in with hot wok. So these have already had the beak taken out, gutted, washed, and salt and pepper, and brought up to room temperature, ready to cook. The dash of oil, and that's really just the dash on this one. Squid tube goes in, so this isn't an exceptionally hot pan, otherwise that would have shrunk up like a frightened turtle. In go the body and legs. You can see the legs will start to jump around as they do contract up under heat. Okay, and the chef likes to just turn it to once, so cooking it all the way through on one side before giving it the flip. Okay, correction, it's sizzling squid, not grilled squid. I thought we were having grilled. This is... Okay, last thing to cook up is the sauce for the squid now. Some ginger. Bit of garlic in with the oil. In goes the red onion. A little bit of oyster sauce. Pepper. Add 1/3 tablespoon of brown sugar. Then we go a couple of green chilies. A couple of limes. I'll be careful to miss those. Interestingly, the chilies and the limes are both from the fridge and they look very fresh. Squeezing the limes through a sieve. Back in goes the squid. How much fire comes out of that wok? Okay, using some butter to go on the sizzling plate. Thankfully I asked and we're just using half as much as usual. So this is actually finishing its cooking quite gently after the first fry, then this second one, and then we'll again get a hit of heat from the sizzling pan at the end. I think it's this second gentle one that probably is what keeps it tender. There's the pan. There goes some butter. That's why we call it sizzling. That's plenty of butter anyway. On with the garnish. And there you have it, sizzling squid. Okay, and here they all are plated up. You can see the noodles just look like noodles. I found out the goat, that's the small local goat they have here. The squid has been all chopped up. And how great does that herb come up? And how great does that herb come up in the soup? It looks like lilies on the top of a pond. And we're serving all of this with wild, well not wild, but organic red rice. This variety is red, then you polish it down to brown, and then finally to white. So this should be full of fibre.
Maybe.
What do you think of the texture?
Good.
It's just
very delicious.
quite like the rice noodle texture as well. It looks like it, but the texture is like it too. That's 2 out of 2. Who's next?
It's different from the original noodles. It's good for the body also, maybe.
And finishing all of that off with a kind of fruit punch. It's they call it Kamodi Top Splash, which is made from this local leaf, and apparently even the color and everything from it is natural and just comes from the plant. And it just tastes nice and fruity, but it's meant to be good for you. Okay, let's try these noodles. Get just the noodle. Got a tiny bit of crunch left to it, like it's not a normal noodle, but a very mild flavour, and it does almost taste just like a fat rice noodle, but mixing it with all the veggies and meat, it's really good. You just, to be honest, if someone hadn't told me that it was a special one that's good for you, made from a young coconut, I'd probably just think it's noodles. Yummy noodles.